Hey guys, you're looking at a 1/10 scale RC drift trike, a reverse trike with one wheel in the back and two in the front. I actually have one in 1/1 scale, and I like RC drifting, so you know, 1/1 is 2. Here's a look at what's under the hood. The whole front end is based off Sakura D5 front axle, and the whole rear end is custom designed, including the chassis plate, this plate, and rear swing arm, and all rides on bearings. And as you see, it's very super smooth. The body as you see it now will come with the kit. Of course, it will be unpainted and not cut out, so that's a job you'll have to do yourself, just like you normally would. And on top of that, the rear wing will also come with the kit. This rear wing is really easy to mount and dismount. Just slide it off like so. It has holes which slide over these posts. Alternatively, you can get a little creative and create something like this. For this body, I'll provide the template as a PDF, and you can then cut it out and bend it yourself. The trike has the same wheelbase as a normal four-wheeler, 257 millimeters, but with this one you can really put the rear wheel against the wall, because of course there's no rear bumper anymore sticking out past the wheels, and there's only one wheel in the middle, so if you look here, normally this is where your fourth wheel would be. So this is what the kit looks like. You will get this whole frame, and it's designed to take a D5 front end, so the whole pattern is made for that. You will get a clear shell, which you need to cut and paint, of course. You get a spoiler and some stickers. And what you further need to complete the kit is, like I said already, the D5 front axle, let's say, front end, electronics. And then also these pieces, this you can also take from your Sakura D5. This also comes with your Sakura D5. This as well, shock of 57 millimeter design length. Some magnets you're gonna need, and a wheel with 6 millimeter offset, because the trike is designed to take an 8 millimeter hex, which is pre-installed already. And that should be combined with a 6 millimeter offset wheel, because of course, the wheel needs to be in center of the vehicle, right? So you need to combine the right hex with the right offset wheel to achieve that. Here's a closer look on the frame. You can mount the battery on two positions. Either you put it here, or you put it here. Now to put it here, what you will do is unscrew these two posts, mount your SAC D5620, then rescrew the post. Now it fits your battery perfectly, and you can mount the wing. Now, if you have a thicker or a thinner battery, you can relocate these posts according to your liking for a thicker or thinner battery. And if you want to put the battery over here in front, then you're gonna unscrew these posts and maybe this whole platform, because you don't need it anymore, so you can take off these posts and the whole platform. Then you take this, this bracket on these posts and mount them there and there. And a third post, this one, you screw into that hole over there. This one is already there and will act as the fourth post. So again, you see here slots, so you will be able to move your battery holder front or rear to accommodate the thickness of your battery. For mounting the shock, you're gonna take your SAC A505B, then a 5mm spacer and a bolt, which this spacer and this bolt I will provide in the kit. Just, you know, you're gonna mount it like that, put the bolt through the eye of the shock, then mount the 5mm spacer and screw it into this, and then screw this, unscrew these two, put it there. That's the front mounting position of your shock. So eventually you're gonna mount your shock like this, and in the back, you know, just unscrew that screw and put it through the eye of your shock. That's how the shock is supposed to be mounted. Here you can see the finished result. The swing arm rides on this carbon fiber shaft with a bearing, a spacer, another bearing, and another small spacer. This bearing is 4mm, this spacer is 4mm, this bearing is 4mm, and this spacer, final spacer, is 1mm, and that on both sides. And the shaft is put through, and then this little screw is tightened a bit, not too much of course, just a little bit, just to keep the axle from moving left and right. And as you can see, like I said, this is 4, 4 and 4, so this total is a 12mm, and these blocks are also 12mm, so the bearing sits flush at this side and also of course at the other side as well. The swing arm design with this screw, which is screwed until on top of this carbon fiber shaft, which rides in here, that makes sure that there is no play between the swing arm and the shaft going through it. And then for the bearings, you have these blocks with also a split in it, where this bolt you can tighten, not too much, just enough, but it means that you can also take out the play between the bearing outer shell and this block. So also there is no play. This means that, there is like zero play on the swing arm. So if I want to move this left and right, you see that, it has no play. And still the movement is super smooth. Okay, one other thing guys, the swing arm, it comes to a full stop on this cube that's put over there. You see? The reason for that is, of course, I didn't want the swing arm to be able to travel down until it hits your nice carbon fiber chassis and damage it. That's one thing. And secondary, when this swing arm moves, then this will move left and right, and your battery will be sitting in between here, and you never want, this point to touch your battery. So this cube prevents that from happening. As you see, it comes to a full stop before it would hit your battery ever. A note about the swing arm. So the axle of this pulley, the drive pulley, and the axle of the swing arm itself, so this axle, are mounted in line. And the reason for that is because if you want to move the swing arm up and down, if these two axles are in the same axis, then the belt tension never changes. Not even if you move the swing arm up and down. You see there's no effort needed to do this, right? And that's the design intent. But in order to achieve that, you need to spacer this block out like I did here. There's a 1.5 and there's an 8mm spacer, so in total 9.5 is needed over there. And on the other side, this block needs to be spacered out with 11 millimeters, so there's a 5 and a 6 over here. Of course, I will place all these shims already for you, but it's just so that you know should you change anything in the future. One other thing, when you place your motor, be sure to put washers at this location, and of course at that location as well. And yeah, what I recommend is to put them with the smooth side towards the aluminum to make sure that you can slide them easily and that they don't grab into the aluminum with these sharp edges. In order to make this body, you can place it over a pipe and heat it up a little bit and then melt it to the shape you want. You start with this bend first, then you place the body like so, and then you can create this bend. To make these bends in the wings, don't put the body like so, but rather place it off center as so, but keep the middle line parallel to the middle line of the pipe you have. And then you see this is how it matches up. So the magnets you should mount one here, one there, and depending on which body you're gonna run, either put one here or remove this post altogether. And don't place a magnet here if you're gonna run this body. Then you don't need this post. If you're gonna run the other body, this one, then yeah, it's better to use this post. It's an extra mounting point. The front ones, yeah, there are already magnets here. They are not so strong, so choose to replace them or not. You don't really have to, I think. I'll show you how I mounted my body. So this is my body. You see, I just taped the magnets in there, or glued them in there. And over there, I did it like that, so that will fit there on those magnet posts. And those will just, clip on there. And in the back, you don't need an extra mounting point. Now the other body, this one, can still be mounted as well. The side mounts are the same, let's say, but for the front ones, ideally, you should incline them a bit towards the front. And then, like I said, it's better to put also there this post with a magnet. Now changing the spur gear is not super easy, I have to say. Unscrew this bolt first, unscrew the other one next. And the way you can do that is with a normal Allen key like this. Unscrew it like that, then move it to the other one, unscrew that one. Then take out the grub screw in this pulley and move it to this side. Then you can move the spur gear itself also to this side. And then, as you see there's a pin through the spur gear holder, so slide the pin out, and then at that moment you can pull this axle out from this side. And to mount it again, do it in the opposite direction. You could also, unscrew the 4 screws that are right over there, and take off this whole assembly. But if you do, then be sure to make sure that this is parallel to this edge, because of course you don't want to put it angled like this or like that, because it determines how perpendicular your pulley is on your belt, and you want this to be pretty perpendicular. You also don't want the belt to get over or under tensioned. You should adjust shock preload in the front to make sure that your frame will be level in the back. So if you look at those points, the height of that point above the ground and the height of that point above the ground should be the same, and this you can easily alter by changing the preload of your shocks in the front. So if you apply more preload over there, eventually what you will do is tilt it a bit that way, and then that corner will go down and that one will go up. Roll stiffness can be tuned, and it's very easy. Just place those arms further outwards for more roll stiffness and place them more inwards for less roll stiffness. Thanks so much guys for making it through the whole video. Hope you found it interesting, and see you on the tracks.